But I left a meet and the Drongolum, starting with Gambian called Kontong, Kamulbi Jaike Tentu. Ibidauda Gambia, and Ibidauda Dunia Kona, Nimu Gambia Dingolity, be Konton Konton Sahari. Be wato talafana mulmini alon ko wolle duntanam ila duko be bulo o be duko hani o be lamoyla isnake multimini alon ko ninga mi ngomi fi fo na tara ko nafa bije ndeni tol be se nafa soto je ni atara dun ko manna fenno mi alon ko ma fo ko isaje ko ndemu hadama dingol timmantima ban mi sata fa ko mata je wolom Gambia mun is our country. Regardless Jumalum President day before yesterday, Jumalum President Kunu, and Jumalum President to be. Whatever the case may be, Gambia is our country. Regardless also of your political affiliation, your religious belief, even your sexual orientation, you are still a Gambian. And it is a responsibility Islam, it is a duty Islam to participate in the political dispensation of the country. One way or another, we all do. And quite a number of times, I feel very sorry for those people, especially Gambians who mean kafante date politico kono. Man lafika dake politico man betea. I've always said, and I will always warn you, Gambians who are saying that min ko for. Be careful in what you're saying. Nita ko ite date politico to ite participate la je. Den woto itete da keno la karambun kendo nyanta lola dami lopitan kendo nyanta lola dami mune nyanta tala lopitan oto mune nyanta tala karammoto silo nyanta dalala muntole sila kendo nyanta dalala muntole tanko nyanta kala nyadile fanko nyanta tamanta nyadi because nkanin be min fo ningan na kuduta nga kafun minketa na fanko to economy, our finances, our money, our tax. We put it together. Kadiwo man sakunda la mimbe sirinji to sit down and go ya partase ya talantalang ya defaso nyin tala ni ya tala ya fo nyine bita karamboto nyine bita lopitanolto nyine bita siloto nyine bita tankoto nyine bita la domoroto nyine bita funding kella koto nyine bita musul la koto nyine bita seno la koto. You know, ya be partage for a pare. Ni okay, then you mul bulala will be sitting. So nite mu Gambia dingoti ko idate politico. Oto will be otaman la nyami te dake la noje. Ke dake politico does not necessarily mean it bitale a contest as a politician for a position as either a parliamentarian or a councillor or a mayor or a chairperson. It doesn't necessarily mean that. Of course, if you have the qualification and you have the backing of a political party and you want to do it in the Gambia, why not? But what is very important is it should be a collective responsibility to all of us as Gambians. Kajeko mbenga ke kilinti nga nyomuta nga Gambia je before anything else. Once we are able to do that, then we can forge ahead. I mean, niaje alayenda ay diversity ke differences. That's nature. So you wouldn't expect me to be in MPP and at the same time APRC, at the same time UDP. No, I will have to believe in one political party, policies and programs, and ideology and principles. What matters all, every political party has got a value. So me as APRC, I believe in the values and the principles of APRC. Unless those values and principles are not there to Purkajiko Gambia Dingo, they have a better life, I wouldn't follow. Then I'll be open a calendar individual right to choose to go to somewhere. But collectively, as a member of a political party like APRC, I believe in their principles, I believe in their values, I believe in their policies and programs. Of course, those policies and programs, like I always said, are postulated by human beings. We sit down, think, reason, and make judgment, and write down those policies. Those policies, they are meant to be to correct or to guide human beings as to how they should be doing things. We write policies on education, policies on health, policies on economy, policies on security, and so on and so forth. Those policies obviously are being written and postulated for human beings. And the human being there is the most unpredictable person. So therefore, those policies that we make, from time to time, they will need us to review them so that they can suit the circumstances. I say, what should what minna abe implement kam. So therefore, near Jibe, from 1965 to 1970, we were self-governed, but we had a governor. In 1970, when we became republic, only 24th of April, then we had a president. Kabringa president osoro, nalia Jibe political policies mindele katama nyami in those days. We cannot say that Wolle Betama can sign. The predicament of politics has changed. The dynamic of politics changed. So Ulana Beria and Kadiamuna Sonte, as far as I'm concerned, policies postulated by APRC, our values, that's what I still believe in, because I think they still hold water. Yes, there are other areas that we can also look at and polish. Nobody can tell me at this point in time, this present government, minimum MPPT, a policy document means that the National Development Policy is better than the Vision 2020, which is postulated by an APRC government. So I still believe that Vision 2020 holds water and it needs revision, which we are working on. And we should be able to tell the people that this is what we have to offer 2026 in order to come back to power. When I said come back to power, I said APRC government. Whoever is coming to Mawalonde, who is going to be the candidate, as far as we know, our party leader is Jame, our chairman is Jame. Election is way 2026. Who is going to come at that time? I am not going to say. So I don't want to be held responsible here to say Foday Chorr on the 11th of May 2024, Italy Afkonuya Jamel Belula or Carle Belula. I didn't say that because I don't know. All right. Yes, hello, Fatu Rabi. Alhamdulillah. Welcome. So, after me discuss, let's go quickly, a brief one to the OIC. The OIC, we all knew, is the Organization of Islamic Conference. But recently, I heard other people calling it Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Whatever name it is given, it is one of the biggest, after the United Nations, it's one of the biggest organizations in the world. So, not only big, but it is very, very, very powerful organization. So Gambia hosting that, actually, whether you are in the government, or you are not in the government, or you are in the political party that is ruling, or whatever, is a pride to Gambians that the small Gambia has hosted a conference of that magnitude. And all the time that until me alongo we are on the opposing side, and also a political party, me alongo, we were in government that initiated and wanting to bring and host this OIC, we have vested interest into it. There are many reasons me are interested in it. One, we were in power, we negotiated for it, we wanted to host it. Host okay. Because of that, APRC and its members, we have vested interest into it to see to it that it is organized properly, it is hosted properly, and the conference Gambian will benefit as it was meant to be. So we are interested in. If anybody sitting aside APRC and Lauren Amseli, what have we got to do with OIC? We were the government in power at the time, me are negotiate. The other thing, me alongo is very paramount. We are citizens of the Gambia. Anything me alongo is brought to the Gambia for the interest of the Gambia, to change the livelihood of Gambian people, to develop the country. Of course, until vested interest it is done properly. Because until la interest mo, among in the interest of only the ruling government or the president at the moment. APRC The other reason nga interest rate jemi na wolam, as taxpayers, a substantial amount of our money is being spent on this organization. And what we would think is, anytime that money is spent, obviously we should have a good turnover. But neatra konna kodoning abi used can lavishly, it is also our duty and responsibility to come out and ask. Not only ask, but if we knew how it is being used lavishly, we will say it, and then people who are there will be given the adequate information so that they can make a well-informed judgment. Because like I always said, Adama Barrow, a day of reckoning is going to come. A day of judgment is going to come. Gambian people, let us not sit here, wati. Nkafo Gambia Koliata. Ni wato sita drawing to where ntol nyanta sila puka password okay ka na fifongol ta kala baskilo kan ka jibe fa Koliata. In that, let me make it column ka Adama Barrow ka kosonkon ka jube fo nyanta muruna jele fo manyana muruna. Because as we speak now, there is nothing like time limit in the Gambia. The 1997 constitution never stated that. Unless otherwise, Adama Barrow can still contest the next election. Ning atrabe contest la, we are going to think collectively, how do we have to vote Adama out? Ning atradung ate tarlaje, abe tarlaje ay fenne ke a miracle, malong fase okeno, mimba tinalan sabulaje. Well, wasalam, because until after minaurum, we want Gambian to have a good life, we want Gambian to live a secure life, we want Gambia to be seen as a state mi along ala sovereignty sotole ala territorial integrity is guaranteed to it. Do you understand? So until man trafen jubega, and at this point in time, we are not seeing any other political party that can do it as we did it 20 years ago, and we have not seen any political party that has a program mi along ko wole betiat until nga means at the moment. Until man any political party soto mi along ko manje mi along as a candidate to present min tambit until that. We have a party leader, we have a flag bearer, and we have competent, educated young people among us. Mini along they can also be president. So we have everything. What we don't have is we don't have a voice because we are suppressed by the people. But let me just go into the OIC. OIC, like I said, happy that it has concluded 2 days successfully, no major issues. I cannot say there are no issues. There are issues because the delegation of the Mauritanian, and this has been, at first I thought it was a political sabotage, just people making it. But the foreign minister confirmed that yes, it happened. Mauritanian or delegation or la bagasul sunya la bungol konole, ranging from mobiles and other stuffs. And the war is a big disgrace. But it left them for the OIS is all of. We want the Gambia government, because in my next program, I am compiling what I knew and what I had, and also try to throw it out to the public. And we urge the Gambia government, our representatives at the National Assembly, regardless of your political affiliation, should ask questions. Should have asked questions. Ask the Barrow government, not only the office of the president, and also the OIC secretariat. Ask them questions. What happened? Where did you put this? How did you do it? Why did you do it? When did you do it? Who did it? These are very important questions that we need to ask them, because it's a combination of taxpayers' money and grants, loans that we have. So it is the right of the Gambian to know where this money is being spent. Thank you very much, Lamin Tamba. Welcome, Dawda Jaju, Jibril Baji, Mbal Kontona, Pabi, Baji, Assalamu alaikum. Based on that, left offending the Malayt and Lamol. Kabring OIC was negotiated by the former government and the former president. It was meant to be held in 2019. Because of the change of government, the coalition government came, they maintained that they are going to host it come 2019. But we knew that was not going to be possible. Because it was a coalition government that was meant to, that promised the Gambian people to say, vote for me, we are an independent government, and we will do everything and hand over in 2019. So it wasn't possible. It was not going to be possible. But who Mantakela Mori Jampurka Fale, what happened after 2019? That is from there, going forward, Foday Chorr, I don't trust Adama Barrow because he does not keep his promise. The biggest problem. But before that, Minketa Drongolom, I Foday wrote to Adama Barrow an open letter, sent it to him, and it was published on some of the newspapers to warn Adama Barrow that APRC and Yaya Jammeh are not his enemy. He should stop the paranoia on Yaya Jammeh APRC, Yaya Jammeh APRC, Yaya Jammeh APRC. We reached to a point whereby, because of Yaya Jammeh APRC, there was that paranoia, and it causes insecurity to the country. Not only, when we talk about security, people tend to think about physical security on assets and borders. No. Security in its whole totality. Because of that, they are so paranoid that they don't even know where to start. They don't know what to do. Nothing absolutely was put on scale. They did not have a program. Yes, like I said yes, I will agree. I'll come to that, brother, Professor Sekou. A system change is a must. But a system change also goes along with a program that needs to be implemented. To nurture, that system change also will help us nurture people's attitude and behavior if the right laws and right policies are put in place. I agree with that. There's no doubt. I'm not that person thinking of, Khalifa Saleh is talking about system change. No. I have no issue with that. It has to come with a program. It has to come with a policy. You have to understand the economic policies of that. But Tona, when they took over from the APRC, they found something going on that was going on for 20 years. Even if they're going to look at the demerits and take the merits and then work upon that. But they did not even come with anything. This is all inclusive, including all the members of the coalition. They didn't put anything on the table. It took them a year or a year and a half even to put what that national development program they had. It the Mongol phone and the Christians. That's not what I want to say. Let me come to OIC. Then OIC is Jeko and Sambalanyana. It wasn't possible. The government took it upon themselves ko. Ya pursue ko ibe OIC iba host lale. So that challenge is a Gambian challenge. It is not a secretariat challenge or office of the president challenge. We must inform the listeners and we will tell them exactly what happened. There are so many clandestine, dubious activities, dubious deals, things that happen behind the scene and on broad daylight, including the president. I'm not going to hide this. I'm going to say it because I followed the program. When I saw space vehicles from Mohammed Jah, and that when the presentation were made, and I will quote the president, he said, Mohammed Jah, although citizen sifalti mo left them in a minia lonko, they are in there for their country. He made it as such ko. Mohammed Jah gave us those vehicles. He even made it to the public that it was pre-financed by Mohammed Jah. Information that we got, where it and loco, those vehicles were not pre-financed. They were not pre-financed. They were bought by our money. Either taxpayers' money, you mean collect, or grants or loans that they collected on our behalf. So it was wrong to give the Gambian people the impression that those vehicles were pre-financed and then also giving all praises to Mohammed Jah, making him the best citizen or a citizen mere concern. So when there are other citizens, if they are given opportunity Tiamindi Mohamed Jala by giving him money. They will fly and go to Europe anywhere and purchase those vehicles and bring them. It's just acting as a purchasing officer. That's what Mohamed Jala was doing, using a company name to go and purchase vehicles and bring it. And then we are told it was pre-financed. Even the president said that. Who is fooling who? So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Now, I told Gambian, look, ask yourself, should we trust this type of a man to lead us? Asafontole Nunko, thank you very much for winning the bid and leading the fact that Italy Tata Yela company used Kawamutol Sanna. Because obviously, those vehicles were not pre-financed. They were paid for by the taxpayers, by the Gambia government. Office of the President and Finance, Minister of Finance were responsible. And the people, Minugaran Kowole Consanta, is not only a space motor by Mohamed Jah. TK Motors also were involved. In Dilo Ketanyaming, they were meant to bring in 87 vehicles. 87 vehicles. 87 vehicles. Kabri Paretaka bidding. They don't make it public. Imam bidding in public. It is a restricted bidding. Only 2 people bid. Only a bid. One TK Motors and Space Motors. So the whole of the country, there are only 2 companies only allowed to put a bid. So that's not even like in the word English saying restricted. I'm right, but what they did is restricted, confidential. Only 2 bidders did. So 2 more company full mini a bid. There are a lot of issues because every other person want to have a kickback. So everyone ibe ikela mole makoi. Or kickback kono. Instead of they divided it and then they made it into load 1 and load 2. Load 1, whoever wins load 1 is going to provide 50 vehicles. Whoever wins load 2 is going to provide 37 vehicles. Altogether, they needed 80 vehicles. So as we like I always said, social media because they follow social media. Inata Jeko, Kabri okay, TK Motors, because obviously la origin Lebanese or Letamu, but I refer to them as Gambians because who don't be Janewato Fantema Ulu Tajaneto. TK Motors la Ponkol. Funny ela Kebal Falenta orang proprietors Falenta, but he made a jambakele. Okay, Mohamed Jah been a Gambian. So eko ha Mohamed Jah only 37 win, TK 50 win. They swap it. But TK didn't accept the swap. He went straight and bought it. I'm trying to cut it short. Will be more dubious deal because some people are alleged to have received kickbacks from all these transactions when they carry. Now I am here again. I want to buttress on attitude and behavior changes within the civil servant, the ordinary Gambian, everywhere. This money Altruka kickbacks time into is Gambian's money. Gambian people only time akodoti. Taxpayers is a tax joy, la family ka tax joy, la model ka tax joy. Anytime you don't have bitiko kono ne macho sang, ye tax lejo, ne candio sang, ne potimeo sang, ne sardino sang, ye tax lejo, ne mano sang, ye tax lejo, ne tulo sang, ye tax lejo. Nka nyinu mbefo ka sanne Gambia lungolu every second. So taxpayer la money ka wala ka fund anite fong pay as you earn. Ila joy kamenke. Ikana murko to kickback crowd and you are paid salaries. When are we going to move? It does not always stop at the president or the political party or the ministers. Those people, mini alonko, it only form technocracy. Educated people are the very one. Mini alonko, they are benefit kan Gambia at the expense of the ordinary citizen. Mfamalu, mbamalu, ntolunga mini dum ko iman karang, wole na karambolu jo, wole ka tax jo, a jama bafang wole ka tax jo. A lot of people are cordal sort of component dulalto, they don't pay a single rate. Buko benejo. But anyway, ning atara woketa nka wo sample killing drone dialla motol la sangola. Wait house state ala lonko, woman pre-financed. Motolu, I can tell you this for free. Motolu, They bought them. They bought the vehicles 8.5 million. That 8.5 million each vehicle include the purchasing of the vehicle and the shipment. I cost $8.5 million. Buying those vehicles, shipping them to bring them to the Gambia. Each vehicle, 87. I cost each $8.5 million. Right? Then they sold it to the Gambia government at $12 million each. They sold it to the Gambia government at $12 million each. It total turnover, what we call profit, is $3.5 million each vehicle. All right? And these are Gambians, TK Motors and Mohammed Jah Space Motors. They are not European companies. They are not British companies. They are not American companies. They are not German companies. These are the people we almost turn around every time and saying the West is doing this, the West is suppressing us, the West is, we need emancipation, we need to free our mind and so on. We have to go back out to our people and free our own mind. It is our people. It's our people. One vehicle. It cost them one vehicle, 8.5 million, to buy it from the point, I think that is Brussels, and then ship it down to Gambia. They sold it to the Gambia government, $12 million. A profit on it, it's 3.5, and I can give it to you for free. It is not pre-finance. Government Sakunda Leajo, Office of the President and Ministry of Finance and Trade can attest this. These things are easy to find out. Today, journalists in the Gambia can access information because already it is enacted into law. Freedom of access to information. Freedom of access to information. You can go and get it in a right loan. You can go to the Post Authority. You can go to the Gambia Revenue Authorities. Bill of leading community. You will see. Motola Cosmomenti, Duntana Wat Jumale Tol Bije. You can see everything. And then also you can access, go to the central bank, the money that is withdrawn and paid for that is there. It only have for democracy lebe caring. It only have for control mansakunda mantra caring. It only law postulate and is now enacted as law. It's there for everybody to see. It will take a long time before you, but these are facts. They are not opinion. Those vehicles that they were applauding Mohammed Jah, crowned as this #1 citizen, it's not pre-finance. Mansakundela Jo, atemu agent leti, purchasing officer law. Yala company use anate fonga tata ya purchase, samana ya wafu Mansakunda ma, ala profito tata la hajola. This is it. So I just want to give you Wajama Bale Keta OIC. Olatina, it's important for the Gambia government to audit the secretariat. Kodiwo Kodimin Dunta Banko Kono Kabring Asilo Lombang for building of the conference Lombang, for hosting of the conference, every step. It should be in ka audit. In their audit, they make it public. Anybody found one thing, the law will deal with you, and that's how we change people's attitude. That's why I said to change attitude, it goes along with laws. Those laws must be seen to be implemented. There must be excessive laws. They should be firm. They should be consistent. And people who committed crime, when they are dealt with, they are sanctioned. They should be made to know crime. This is why laws are made, so that it rehabilitates the individual. This is why a prison is set up to go and rehabilitate people's attitude. They can become meaningful and useful members in society. It is not meant to be a place where they go and torture and beat people. Laws are not meant to, if you are found wanting, you should face the law. nte Lamin Tamba kan kumandi la professor la kan kumandi Koto Foday la kan kumandi. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. The law must be applied. There shouldn't be any exception. So OIC la kulu siatale nte danna another example ngalo ngani motor for another example dilal. The Gambia Red Cross Society is a non-governmental organization. Not only that, it is one of the most independent and impartial organizations in the whole of the world and also in the Gambia. Right? The Gambia Red Cross acquired a lot of ambulances and they render their services for free for humanity to Gambians across the board. Whether they have rented their ambulances or not, when the need comes, the Gambia Red Cross will come out. Anyway, there is nothing. Miya Lonko, Gambia Red Cross to participate in knowledge. I am speaking because I knew I was a Red Cross member, Kabrin Dinding, from Kebayata. I was among, at some point, for nearly 5 to 6 years, if not more, I was a national executive member of the Gambia Red Cross, the youngest for that matter. So, presently, Miya Lonko is responsible for Gambia Red Cross. Is my mentor and Gambia Bialone Alassane Senghor in his honesty, ala trustworthy, ala dedication into the service of Gambia Red Cross Society. So what happened before the 2-day summit? What they did, they went to Gambia Red Cross, Pruka ambulance ta, woli nyanta minekala wolom katra standby emergency. Because the Gambia government does not have enough ambulance services. And they don't also have anywhere in the country where they call an ambulance emergency department. We don't have it. They can have fleet of vehicles, more than 50, costing 3.5 million, that they can give to National Assembly members. But they cannot buy 20 fleet of ambulance service for the emergency. Anywhere, okay. So what they did, they went to the Gambia Red Cross, Pruka Motol Luasidi. They wanted to hire, rent about 10 ambulances. They went to the Gambia Red Cross. They discussed with the Gambia Red Cross. That is the OIC Secretariat. That's not Office of the President and Finance. OIC. Red Cross said, okay, fine. We will, if you want to rent it from us, we will charge you $15,000 one day, per day. 15,000 per day. And they were meant to be with them for 10 days. Whether the program is 2 days hosting or so, but they were meant to be for 10 days. Okay. The OIC Secretariat or organizers who dealt with the Red Cross left the Gambia Red Cross and traveled all the way to Senegal. When they went to Senegal, they inquired from the Senegalese. Itata wolnyininka iko wole ko ilafta motole la pour que rent. Senegalese charge lela. They double them. They double the price that the Gambia Red Cross charge. The Senegalese charge them $30,000 per day for 10 days. Each vehicle, 10 vehicles. 10 vehicles, $30,000 per day for 10 days. Kujola, Aninjola Dali, la Kulin Flu, la Kul Sembor. Kabri okay. In Atanang, in Senegal Agrita. Why do they go there? Kickbacks. Kickbacks. Alila man coming for 15,000 at a kickbacks of la Gambia Red Cross. I know Alassane. So they went to Senegal and arranged for 30,000 per vehicle per day for 10 days. The Senegalese turned around and came to Gambia government and rented it from the Gambia Red Cross. The Senegalese rented those vehicles, those ambulances from Gambia Red Cross. And the Gambia Red Cross said, they came to here. Now we are going to charge you $30,000 per day. The Senegalese said yes. They took $30,000 per day and then went to OIC and charged them $50,000 per day. for 10 days, one vehicle. That is what we call good governance, isn't it? Is that the problem of the West? Is that the problem of our colonial masters? Is that the problem of America? Is that the problem of Yahya Jammeh? Is that the problem of APRC or Lamin Tamba? That is the problem. The OIC. This is what I will repeat Nalmamoy. Clearly. Quickly, the OIC went to Gambia Red Cross wanting to hire ambulances. They charge them $15,000. The Gambia Red Cross budget at Senegal. Senegal is charged $30,000. Senegal not a yetul fanam butting. In a Gambia Red Cross, hire a Gambia Red Cross for $30,000. And then they have Senegalese hired to the Gambians for $50,000. Using the Gambia Red Cross vehicles. When Gambia Red Cross asks for only $15,000, they don't even need to go across the border Purkataji. But this is what happened. It's been allegedly said, and it needs to be investigated. I'm challenging the Gambia journalists. In fact, not only Gambia journalists. I'm asking those 5 media houses or 7 media houses. One of them received $10 million from the Gambia government. Some of them $5 million from the Gambia government to promote the agendas of. Let those people now go and investigate and debunk what we are saying, if it is not true, so that people will have a well-informed. People can make a well-informed judgment. Let them go and ask and investigate about these things. Problem. Yes, they did the same thing with the Sanelec deal. I know. I mean, you know more than me anyway. On this, so in 2 examples only dialako. This is why people are concerned and will be coming out series by series talking about what happened during the OIC. Coup killing that we cannot deny all of. It has been successfully hosted. But we will take this opportunity to congratulate Adama Barrow for being the chairman of the OIC. At a 3 years term, hopefully, will be Gambia Nafalale, and we will see a lot of changes. Sorry, Alimbala co-living at the Monday. So, in quality, just few things that we can tell the people to understand. Not to mention about the lack of proper organization, where at the tail of the conference, we are seeing our own Gambian crying over payment. Dribble, Bavle, Manjo. Recently, I've read somewhere they've been paid. Probably that tribal for now have not been given adequate information. They don't have patient fear that they may not even be paid, and so on and so forth. But this is all the success of a program depends on how well it is planned. Nim planning Mantarek is a problem. There are major issues. We are going to talk about it later. The construction of the routes. Why it is not completed before that time, shortfalls mean sort of, and then also people who are meant to be compensated and they are not compensated. I'll talk about that later. Left a jump plan, another topic later. This is a very quick one. I think Gambians are watching, they are listening, they are seeing what's happening. Please, Gambians, especially those with voters card, please, when the time comes, let us vote wisely. You cannot turn a democratic light on Purkafo, Karte Fai Kari, because of Nyenying, so long as he come in for Mandung Amari la Nyantokon. But in Tulfana la right long pru, nga mansa min tombonga sindi je sanjilulu, nka jube nka korsiak, minka tamankafo. Naya tawa salam nama tawa salam. Nimuli ajiko enemy there. I don't hate Adama Barrow per se, because I don't even know that Adama Barrow existed until when he was voted in as a president of the Gambia. I never knew he existed. Wallahi. I don't know his mala important long mala preference malum fang what ala status community in the country. I don't know. Ko Adama Barrow fang mantelo nyamin country fang exist. Hani bi fang Adama Barrow doesn't know that there is anybody called Foday Chorr. I can say for that. for certain ko amal long anda buka moy because nte man important parate bi ni aja kumata wolom na fenne bulabulu na fenne babulu akan na fenne tamandi anyanta fenne kela mobe tamu minti ate wole ngalaba ababulu so mobe tamu minti fo mobe se fem fojeto mol min camera ko min kadiamu agents Adama Barrow we hate him no we are after what we have na fengo min babulu that's what we are left all preserve la. So as molla fahamu trajiko nte lamin tamba all the others APRC you can tell me refer us not to alliance you can tell me refer us rebels. We are not rebelling against Adama Barrow per se. We are rebelling against the system that he is putting in place. And to rebel against something bad is not womanke kujawad. Nimola understanding ya long the meaning of rebel or what it means rebelling. Because most of the Jolas and the Fulas, when they said Karimu rebel, they think he takes a gun and go into the bush and stay there and grow hairs, long hair, and said he is and stop attacking. Wolom rebel. No. You can when you go against something, you're rebelling against it. And we don't rebel against something. Or or better. Now you are not going to be rebel against it. We rebel against going to MPP because we knew that Barrow was not competent to lead the country. We rebel against going to join MPP because we knew that Fabakar and his co did not follow due process. We rebel against going there because at the time we trusted our executive, but we don't trust Barrow. With other reasons. The fact that you are also going to join a political party, alone from why you are joining them. You don't even know the agreement. So those are all factors. So ni tente kumandi konti ame rebel, or Lamin is a rebel, or Jerry is a rebel, or Yankuba or Fatu Drabi is a rebel. It's a fitting description. We are happy to be called rebelling against something that is not right. However, politicians in this country, they are letting Dolben let can down. But let's look at our politicians holistically. When Adama Barrow was going to put up a commission of inquiries for this council, a lot of people said it was a witch hunt for Tal Bensouda. That was alleged. People like me, I didn't agree with it, but they nearly carried me to believe into it. But I feel like, even though it is not a witch hunt, it was not the right time to constitute it at that time. It has been seen as a witch hunt. But I am keenly following this commission of inquiries. Not I mean discover Jewolom again. There is a need for a complete overhaul of our local government system. We need to review again the Act of Parliament that constituted that local government, that brought about the Act, the Local Government Act. Our National Assembly members must not only concentrate on debating on budgets and other things, but they should also look at the local government, which is very, very paramount in our existence as a people. When it was done in KMC, we discovered that if not 70% of the culprits, they were all technocrats employed by the government and as civil servants. There was nothing. The elected councillors is for Yineke. And in my understanding, in any council, it is the governance who got powers. They will have to make policies and programs, activities, postulate them, put it, to give it to technocrats to implement them. How can then the technocrats, the CEOs, the finance or controller, how can they be powerful? How can they run the council for us when we've elected people there? It's important to know who do we elect to put them there. Not a local government too. We should start to think. It should not basically be on partisans. That's my opinion. Ninga APRC mo tombo mi yalonko is effective. UDP kane la size jube ye mo samana ming mi yalonko is incompetent. Ya bulaji for 5 years. I trust J. He does not know what he's doing. And the time of the wrestler, it is not going to affect only APRC. It's going to affect us across the board as Gambians. You don't tell a problem. Gambians are not ready to come out and accept their own mistake. Well, when wars come to us, we turn around. If we don't say our neighbor, we will call the West or we will call our colonial masters. After almost 59 years of independence, we still malong the difference between governance and administrators. Anywhere you go, they will tell you the chief executive employed his son, 2 of his sons, his cousins, his family to work for them in the council. Where are those people? They are there to govern and act as oversight. What is the function of the councillors, the chairpersons, the mayors, and the council in their respective council? For example, Brikama Area Council. Chairman of Mbijaninka ila doku muniti. To only go to council, you have Italy responsibility. You go and see that. From time to time, you look at the tax. Alia dividend, alia sambala various water. I'll come be developmental. What is happening in our council? Nimman na doku along. There is a need then for every council to have capacity building. Anytime people are elected into office as chairpersons and councillors, they should have a capacity building and they should understand what is their role. Their role is to govern the local government. Those that are appointed by government and posted to their council are civil servants. If they are not satisfied to work with them, they should return them back. And this should be based on facts, not any prejudice. Because misalife, Nintemu Brikama Area Council chairman or Nina Council. The Minister of Local Government or the Public Service Commission post Lamin Tamba to Brikama as the chief executive. He is not elected, he is appointed by the civil servant. And so therefore, at a low aluminium cover is the civil servant laws. The Public Service Commission will employ until we are elected as governance. Until the Maraka Council in govern, until the police stambala, until the regulations are put in place, until the Talaja as watchdogs, until the Nyanta Jubela Kulmbekala. Signing chief executive is only to take from Osngaming plan to go and implement with his team, with his support staff. Tax collectors, financial controller, treasurer, and other things. But if those people will decide how the council is run, it is a shame. It's pathetic. And when the commissioner Awolidin, apart from people's bad attitude and behavior towards what belongs to the people, Mingdenga Filko, people should be dealt with on that. I am not going to forgive anyone in the Brikama Area Council Nialango is lavishly collecting tax from my mom, from my sisters, from Gambian women, especially those women in Nialango. They will go and lay their sales on the floor, right, and sometimes in mud, selling it, and that's not stopping them from paying their tax. Until Gambian will phone young people collect those tax 500, 10,000 a day, put it in our pockets, and then we said we forgot to post it, or we post it without any receipt, and so on. You, the person who is at the other end, when it is posted at the bank, obviously there should be a link or a receipt to you don't bother, because that man is putting it in his pocket and he's giving you a kickback. Very little goes there in that account. And coming from the local government commission, it is very serious. Do we want to blame Yaya Jammeh for that? Do we want to blame Adama Barrow for that? That is our responsibility. We voted those people in the council. Puriyo jube. Gambian no alanga bulaka tulunyola. Sometimes I feel like if I am in power of authority, there are some people they will not even they will not walk the streets of Gambia at this point in time. They will be kept somewhere until we know what the law is going to decide. You go to the market, you musu kebaru traversing. Ala kano, ala kucha, ala jabo, I mean do kuna wulo kono, wara moya sananga sangabulu, alandi duma. The area council did not provide anything for them. But they still pay rate, daily rate. Many stalls also they pay daily rate. They will take the stalls from them and rent it out to other foreigners. No wonder a Senegalese came out on TikTok. Ako Gambian on man fell no man penkem because on do kola because nita na marseto ika foreigners all letaraje Nigerian all and he told Senegalese all it will be wafrola because we will go to Brikama area council. We take a stall and then rent that stall to a Senegalese or sell it to a Senegalese. We take the money on that. I went to Lamin market because no BDC lady. We went around, this is what we found there. People are taking stalls and renting it out or giving it out to other people. It will later so they are taking a renta all. So new commission will be you go to Basse. Even Ming Fong in Jakale Jewolom, some of those people who are given those positions of responsibility, they don't have adequate qualification to man those positions. But all those appointments were based on either politically or based on nepotism, favorism. When we have people, graduates from the university, struggling to get employment, it does not even surprise me because you will see most of these tax collectors. Magnificent buildings in Minulo, you wonder where they get the money from. Some of them are with 1, 2, 3 compounds. Driving very expensive cars. A tax collector. Me alone can depend on all salary and all allowances. From this commission, I think the Gambia government and all the area councils should learn that to change the system of collecting tax so that it will become electronic. And that is what Yahya Jammeh was trying to do. If we were still in power by now, most of the payments are going to be e-payment. Again, because he's trying to implement something, put it onto us because he's imposing it, he's a dictator. Today we are crying. He's not here. But we have to correct what is happening. And in order to correct this thing, an APRC government will say in Kano because we already got the policies, we got the programs, we got the people in place. So, in terms of the more larek, I've been following what's happening. Ali OIC jalangamin fale je kickbacks. Ali jalangamin fale Brikama area council, not only Brikama but all the councils across the country. And the commissioner man follow. I don't know. I have one more topic. I don't know. Where at now, maybe 9:30. Where at Nyantam Fong Jubelal as a people, as a nation. Kodol BJ, the central government is totally responsible. Kodol BJ is the people themselves. A tax collector 1, 2, 3 million mail okay follow le. Nindo ba fula nga collect le nga submit le. Nindo ba fula nga collect le malo nga jeleje. When in total put a state where Neo Mari Ninka is not a politician. Abuka participate fan kata ka jibe canvassing votes to vote for somebody. Abuka ke fan. Ate be sirin jele don. After the election, when people moli council olota, they use their parents and so on, get the position and sit down. Jube. Young people who even canvass for those votes running around are not even considered to come and work there. And those are the very more honest thing. This is why, look, Yaya Jammeh is full of vision. Wala tina motente bondino la Yaya Jammeh ka believe in ala political ideologies la. Yaya Jammeh, July 22nd, Londile, ya name July 22nd, but youth law. From that July 22nd group, he created what we call Youth Action Group. I was there. I was in the middle of July 22nd. Executive. I'm telling you, I'm coming for England. I will create what I mean. I will use solely use. I plant into departments KGB. They become watchdog and report back. It has reduced the amount of corruption and laxity in departments. Mol fongo buka hanika late. A discipline inject. When they knew this is going to affect them, they fought tooth and nail. Kaya Jammeh tulu fund for July or Youth Action Group Then some of them started fitting. I knew we weren't happy, but we have to follow orders and not dissolve. Anyway, after Ntenarajang, Yaya knew, and again he created green grain. People will see them running, but they don't know ikamuneke. Those people are paid. They are well treated. It's not because they are treated specially, but because this is where Yaya Jammeh has started scouting talents. Ask Amadou Jite how he was scouted. Ask all these people today who are putting Minialonko to the forefront of a BEMU recruits like Minialonko Yaya Jammeh. I scout, I mentor, I learn proud. Today, we'll be seeing, if you see them standing, you know that they should all say thank you to Yaya Jammeh. I don't want to mention name because you don't respect it. But ninga mingo min talk man dong albal na ko umu Yaya Jammeh recruit let. But today kajumal leneng lamin tamba tefa buga flas. Lamin tamba mune Yaya Jammeh ni. I can tell you for free. UK Jang 2023 Lenata Jang. Sorry, 2003. Inte Foday Chorr, I do my activities on my own. I go solo. Election besila watu nka dum flat ko ngata fo Gambia nga carte fa Yaya Jammeh nga seno. Ntele ko okay. From 2023. And Yaya Jammeh does not even know ko ngawleke. I campaign for him. I defend him here. Everywhere. United Nations, EU. On my own, sign it. But when we had a branch covering election on you lose, when Lamin Tamba joined us. For B, there is nobody me along active there. Atele in terms of our material, finance, our efforts, our idea, I can make a potato from here in the UK and in Gambia Mumebe. Billah, I'm not praising him. Lamin is Lamin. He will tell you everything of him. Even if he goes to work, I mean Bekeje, he will come back and tell you. He has got no secret. He will tell you who he is. Pari, one thing I like him for, he has a very thick skin. In the Foday Chorr, I don't have that. No, Foday, you have to come back. You have to. You have to come back. But in coming down, Gambia is our Gambia. Now last topic, because time man allow, left them in discourse. This bill which they wanted to enact into law to set up a special prosecution to try the people they call who committed atrocity during Jammeh's era and Jammeh. We cannot stop it because the bill has passed certain stages and it will be an act of parliament. But we are now waiting for the implementation time. You will see what's going to happen. Jammeh Musa is waiting. Paulson ta fale ko. Atekela kundintide. Before we try those people, they will also investigate what happened in Kartong, because it was during Yaya Jammeh's era. What happened in Farafenni, because it happened during Yaya Jammeh's era. They will also investigate what happened on the 30th of December 2014. A coup that was allegedly sponsored by Issa Faye and Chornonjai, America, with others. Why was that not investigated? Those who did attempted coup were given a red carpet welcome when Yaya Jammeh left. Why was it not investigated? Above all, kana nyuna ko incidents o leketa jamian ko shooting slum in Farafenni, in Faraba, in Kanilai, in Sanyang. 88 children died as a result of acute kidney injury. So if this becomes a law and they are going to be prosecuted, those people will be prosecuted. Alinkana nyina ko ika basis me use ka foko those Ghanaian lives that it has already been taken care of at United Nations level. So kuko sambako nyadi ako jawra yo doma muna hohotay yalon jola surwa kamolode doma muna hohotay alafo MPP ko tontol hohotay nola dul fum nekani we are not stopping. Yen sodron demanding 1 or 2 months, we're coming back to Gambia. Yalo natol ni yen tear gas. La jola kebal borida. Go wait, tear gas. Hani le to come tate. Borita fulol no, they didn't. But Tambakunda ko jamale jemi sound sound. To be honest, I've seen that. Tambakunda kul jamabal ani jata kunda kul. All fana jele min sound. Bari man jame kunda o jede. Awasi dega gisuma wa jame kunda ñu ñaay way ñu fa won nak. Anyway, to cut it short, but from what program will be a special program leti. This special I will come ngamil lonje and I'm looking at the pill itself and I want to get my people like Lamin, Tamba and others Minialanko, they are more versatile in legal matters. Then I will come out. But I'm going to stop here. I have bored you with a lot of things. Tumando battle. Send a faso today. Salmako in your debate. Almako to make a well-informed judgment. But I think there's a need for us to change the government. I'm not saying to change it in a wrong way. We follow the democratization process, the legal way, and change him.